Tammy's playing Angry Birds again. True story, I am playing with the Angry Birds. But this time, instead of on my phone, I'm doing something super, super cool. Not only are we making this super stinking cute Angry Birds card, any Angry Bird would love this, but I'm coupling it with Stampin' Up's Recordable Sound Cards. These are the coolest things ever. Oh my gosh, don't you love it? So funny. Okay, let's get started. So for the bird's body, we just need 3 punches. 1 3/8, the cupcake builder and the owl builder punches. 1 3/8 circle punch in Red Riding Hood and Crumb Cake. A 3/8 more mustard square. I just used a paper cutter for that. Punch the stem of the candle punch 5 times in black, 2 times in Red Riding Hood. And then these circles, we just need 2 of them for the inside of his eyes in black. And for the owl punch, I just needed the 2 medium-sized circles for the outside of his eyes. And that's our bird. Ink up the wood grain background, stamp in black. Take some soft suede. Just press that right on top. So we have a little bit of wood grain on the background, but it's not overbearing. Then we'll punch out 3 of these using the word window punch. And I happen to have an old style punch, sorry. For the grass, we're going to take a 1 inch by 5 1/2 strip of garden green and our scallop border punch. I like to use this one upside down. Punch. And you'll see that I'm lining up the last 1 or 2 scallops on the bottom here to go straight across. And once we're done with that, I took the crimper. It's these 2 corrugated rollers. Take your handle and squeeze it real tight, and there's 2 arrows on the top. Put your piece of paper in between the 2 rollers where the arrow states and roll away from you. So now we have some fun grass. The last punch that I'm using here is a 2 3/8 scallop circle punch. We're going to actually use this as a template for our background. Here's a snapshot again of all of our punches. And you can download this as well as the list item numbers and purchase all of these punches on my website at stampwithtami.com. When working with these teeny tiny pieces, your 2 friends here are going to be your mini glue dots and your 2-way glue pen. Mini glue dots I love and I use on most things, but I actually found that some of these pieces were even too small for the glue dots. So what I did was I just put a little dab of the 2-way glue pen on the back of the inside of the eye. And I forgot to mention in the bird body, we also want the 1 1/4 inch punch. So we can take the belly of the red circle, push it in there about 1/3 of the way. You can either use mini glue dots or your snail adhesive here. Now we've got our Angry Bird body. Just take a pair of scissors and snip in half that square so you have 2 triangles. I used the 2-way glue pen with this. You could probably get away with the mini glue dots with those. They're a little bit bigger. Put a little 2-way glue pen on the back of his eyeballs. There, now he just looks a little googly-eyed till I put his angry eyebrows on. If you guys are VeggieTale fans, maybe you've seen the Angry Eyebrows episode. The eyebrows are going to make him angry. Put those in at a little V. The more your V, the angrier your bird. He's so cute. Now I did opt for the mini glue dots for his tail feathers because I just found it easier just to stick them right to the mini glue dots. I find that they kind of went a little close together like that. So I stuck them in formation on 1 mini glue dot and then just kind of pulled them off. Still in formation, flip that over and stuck it right on the back. And then if you need to adjust them, you still can. Oh, what Angry Bird fan would not love that? Now let me show you how to make this cool background. Okay, we're going to take a panel of Whisper White, 2 3/8 circle punch that we had punched before, a Baja Breeze ink pad, and a wedge of a Stampin' sponge. I'm going to start at the top and work my way down. So I'm going to ink up the sponge and just go around that cloud a little bit, around that scallop to make it a cloud. And I'm just doing this randomly all over. I'm trying not to go in too much of a formation because clouds always make pretty designs. They're never in formation. Isn't that awesome? It's such a cool background technique, real quick and easy. So next I'm going to assemble our slingshot just with mini glue dots. I'll just stick these right to the glue dots. They rock. I'm going to attach the bottom of the slingshot to the card, but I'm not going to attach these top parts yet till we do the elastic. And then a little snail adhesive across the bottom for our grass. I'm using a stamp set called Petite Pairs. This is a really fun brand new word set from Stampin' Up. I just love the no matter what because I just thought that was hilarious, no matter what happens to the bird. And then you can put just about anything on the inside, no matter what, have a happy birthday, no matter what, I'm there for you, no matter what, sending a kiss, make it better, whatever. And I'm going to stamp it above the slingshot. Now for our elastic part. I actually am using 2 elastics to make it easy. And I cut them. I found it easier to stick it to the bird first. I'm going to use mini glue dots for that. Stick one right underneath the eye level there. And stick one under the bum below the feather there. Going to take 3 Stampin' Dimensionals and stick him down. I'm actually going to secure this one partway to the slingshot to keep it down. So that goes around the slingshot, and then I also put a little mini glue dot underneath the top of the slingshot to keep that secured down. And then we'll do the same with this one, and a mini glue dot sticks it to the back. And that is our base. Well, of course, I couldn't stop there. Stampin' Up! Makes these recordable sound cards. They are so cool. And there are instructions that come with it to tell you how to do it. You flip this switch, you record your greeting, and then you flip the switch off. So I put in there, of course, the Angry Bird song, had to do it. So the recordable cards are the same standard size cards, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I actually made my entire panel cover the white section, so it actually looks like it's on soft suede. Of course, I took my phone and recorded some Angry Birds. Isn't that hilarious? Any Angry Birds fan, and I'm not just going to say kids, because many adults are addicted to Angry Birds, are going to love that. So funny. Use a little snail to attach your... And you can actually, you can make these recordable cards with anything. So, so cute. Now, the only issue that I had with this is that my card is landscape, and the inside of this seems to be portrait. Plus, I didn't want this record thing on there. So what I did was, I took this over to my copier, and I copied it on some cardstock and used my circle punch to punch out the play button. And then I made my inside by stamping Go in the Directions of Your Dreams from the Wordplay stamp set, layered the white on some soft suede, and I'm going to place that right over the front there. And I already kind of pre-lined up where the play button would be. So then I'll use some snail to stick that on the inside. So then when you give it to somebody, they go, ooh. Oh my gosh, I love this. So flippin' awesome. I hope you had fun with me today. Thanks for joining me.